Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Hilka, an empath, and I just like doing these little talks on how I feel about these things, how I feel about things, and I just did a live, and I guess it did process, but my video is blank. It's just blacked out. When I do this, before I started it, went into every single settings. You know, there's stuff for audio, not video. It's just, I don't know. I took a course when I worked at Creighton University in the Middle West, and on a is the HCI course, Human Computer Interface. And man, these website designers don't know how freaking crappy their shit is, you know, because their egos tell them, oh look, it's so pretty, but they're just not functional. And the stuff that, I don't know, I'm a thinker, and the stuff that freaking people actually care about is not exactly, it's not in line with what the freaking programmers are doing, because they're doing stuff out of, look what I can do, but look what you can do is just a bell and whistle. And then, you know, the end user, if they really like it, they use it, and sometimes people become, you know, reliant on it, you know, and then the ever so creative programmer goes, oh, I want to do something else, and they aspire to do something else. So, well, we got to take from this to add to that, so we're going to go ahead and cancel that feature. And I hope you liked it for a minute, though. I mean, they did that with iTunes, and now I can't even get to it on my iPod. I can't get to it. They're like, oh yeah, you can have all your music and stuff still. Maybe, you know. They got tired of supporting stuff, and it made them so much money, and then it's just like, okay, we're done. Like the cast of freaking Game of Thrones at Comic-Con, how most of them just, no, we're done. You know, didn't even show up, you know. I wanted to go to there's a point that I wanted to go to Comic-Con, you know. I'm a fangirl, you know. I'm a huge fan of so many things and people, because, you know, TV and music sustained me. It was my friend and companionship when there weren't nobody else around, you know. You know, TV was always, and I grew up with freaking, you know, some of the greatest comedic masterminds ever, you know. My impressionable years, things that I like looking at, you know. I mean, started telling the story of who I was and what I was drawn to back then. You know, even the freaking safety first stuff, you know. Emergency 12, Adam 12, you know, helping people. You know, I grew up watching freaking Sesame Street all the way till I was in my 20s, you know. Do a little LSD, eat a mushroom, put some mushrooms on your pizza, and it's for all ages, yeah. And those people are woke, yeah. You know, you just see how everything is all connected, and that's why I'm glad to see that psilocybin stuff coming back, because, you know, it takes you back to your good places before you got programmed with all the crap. But like I was saying, a lot of stuff that I grew up watching that stuck with me, you know, Tim Conway, Carol Burnett, a lot of these variety shows, you know. So, I always loved words, whimsy, so I collect all this data, you know. And then as I got older, you know, people started telling me the things I needed to do to be a decent person according to them, and I started doing it. And then I started seeing all these decent people and their indecencies, and like, the older I got, I'm like, unless I wanted to be like them. Now I think about it, I'm getting a kink in my neck right now. You know, Corp America. You know, I worked for some pretty freaking huge corporations, you know. I worked for a place called G4S Secured Solutions. It's a security company. Now they're down at the wall. Glad I don't work for them anymore, you know. That's just all karma. It's like, what are you aligning with? What are you serving at your table? You know, where does it come from? Is it, you know, is it healthy and hearty? Or is it freaking disgusting? And are you poisoning and toxining your family? You know? So, so the way the world is changing is that all these people and kids are becoming more and more sensitive, you know, and people are starting to look at like shit, you know. They're kind of inept a lot of ways, you know. A lot of them are freaking brilliant in a lot of ways, but, you know, I don't see a lot of these sensitive type kids out freaking, you know, freaking in the fields harvesting vegetables and fruit and things like that, you know? So we gotta freaking set the world up to freaking be able to take care of the person that can't take care of himself. Yeah. You know, and that goes for all the freaking bureaucrats too. I think about all the people that up on top. Make every single candidate, make all of them. If you are running for office, I should run for office and then do it, and then maybe they would follow suit. Maybe when I get to Reading, I'll run for some sort of office. I could actually be a candidate, and then I could say, no, I don't need to make that much money. Yeah, and then maybe the other people will start saying, oh my goodness, I don't need to have society pay for my ego too. Yeah, you know, people meditate a little bit, go within a little bit, money comes less important, you know. Yeah, everybody needs it in some capacity, absolutely. Absolutely somebody needs it, but you know, people took the way. I mean, there's a program for everybody. There's a, you know, debt forgiveness, you know, this debt forgiveness, that. You see freaking people that come in and freaking, you know, pay for this and pay for that, and it's just like, you know, stop denying people of that. If people are so willing to do it, then what's wrong with the ones that are impeding the progress of others? You know, where's the freaking, where are the people calling the imbalance of that? So as a candidate, I would go down, sleep with the tents in these cities of these tents that are being created all over, because people can't afford places to live, and I would talk to these people and ask them how they got there. Yeah, because you're not gonna fix any kind of problem from the top with the consciousness that has no idea what it's like to live in such desperation. So if you put yourself in their position, bring yourself to the lowest. Yeah. Because they ain't trying to go up with you, because you ain't reasonable. People that need that much, they're not reasonable. That's an imbalance of them. You know? People that think that they're worth that much, I assure you, you are not. And you will find out one day when you meet Source, you know? So, more and more people are starting to believe in karma, so I believe that, excuse me, it's becoming stronger, you know? You know? The more people look at something, the bigger the truth it becomes, you know? The more they believe in it. It's like the spirit of Christmas. I never believed in any kind of, you know, Christmas, you know. It's just always the spirit I liked. But the spirit came with the nip in the air, the smell of the crisp pine trees, you know. When they get cold, they smell a certain kind of way, you know. And the dampness, all that brings the spirit of Christmas. It has nothing to do with a date or, you know, all that stuff. And then the spirit, you know, I think if people, because we grew up, we didn't have a lot of presents. Mom gave us choices like, you know, we got in our stockings like oranges and apples, maybe some sugar-free gum, you know, some pencils, stuff like that. And I see some of the stuff that people get, you know, today, and then their freaking kids are still brats, you know? You know? I mean, I can't even, I mean, like, one kid gets more, you know, collectively in one Christmas, you know, as a monetary amount, more than like we got for like my whole childhood, and they're still not satisfied. That's the imbalance in the kid, you know. That's a compensation that the parent didn't do along the way, and the parent never wants to look at their part, right? And the child doesn't want to look in their part, because when kids act spoiled brats, it's because they're not getting something, you know. And all this stuff, it's all emotion, it's all love, it's all, you have the withholder or the withholdee, you know, or you have someone that just, you know, gives and gives and gives. They're just givers, you know. You have a society that says, there's something wrong with you if you give and give and give. Well, that society is what's wrong. I'm Heyoka, and I'm here to tell people, freaking doing it wrong, man. You're freaking doing it wrong. You know, the whole world is doing it wrong. I've done it wrong too. Heck, I stop recording this, go out and do it wrong right now. But thing of it is I have spent many years, 45 years, of doing it wrong. And the only way that I can feel better about myself, to have self-respect and to take that and to go out and do respectable things, is to not be withholding wrongdoer. You know, that's about it. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Hope that live made sense. I don't know. I do better when I can see, but it's all divine. So hope you have a rad day. Peace.